Okay, this technique on Aikido we're going to work with is a staple Aikido. I'm going to introduce Mr. Sobel here. It's called a Rimi Nage. A Rimi Nage is entering throw. We're going to go against a straight punch, which we call ski punch. And what we're going to work with here is learning how to not prepare yourself in a stance of any sort in Aikido and just letting yourself open up and let him feel that he has a clean shot with no counter. So what we're going to do is just kind of learn how to get in our stance. As he comes in, he throws a shot. I'm going to parry here and slip it up here as I enter my right leg into his cavity, which I call the area where he stepped through and I can slip behind or an angle. As he comes up, I extend here. My hips are placed behind, and then this hand will come behind his kidney. I'll extend my arm around his jawline. At the same time, I will make a cutting circle underneath at the kidney here. The technique looks like this. Here, shoots it. The Rimi Nage, entering throw. Okay, the next technique is called Shiho Nage. Shiho Nage means four-directional throw. Another staple technique of Aikido. Pretty much this one, we're going to take the body inside, use the energy inside, okay? As he throws it, we're going to go against a side strike to the head. We call it a Yoko Manuchi, but it will be representing any type of hooking motion. As he throws this, I step inside and strike and give him the same thing he's given me, but I'm off on the angle. I blend on, take the hand, blend it in front of me, step through, extension of the hand, take the fingertips back to the shoulder. Now on this one, I'm not going to just drop him, which I would teach beginners to do. I'm going to do a little bit more of an advanced. At this point here, I'm going to arc the elbow here, and then he will take a high break fall at this point. Okay, so here we go with the Yoko Manuchi Shiho Nage with the high break fall. That was Yoko Manuchi Shiho Nage. Okay, let me show you the Shiho Nage quickly against the Yoko Manuchi side straight. Yoko Manuchi Shiho Nage with a high break fall. Only done advanced, but that's the capabilities of this technique. This technique coming up is called Kotagaishi. Kotagaishi, I guess you must keep on. He's been so good on his etiquette here. I got to acknowledge him. Kotagaishi is a staple wrist turnout technique done in a lot more than Aikido. We see it in Jiu-Jitsu. We see it in Hapkido. Any other grappling styles has this classic technique. It looks like this at the finish. We're going to work against the punch again, but a punch to the face at this time. As he comes in, I parry here like I'm fading back to just wipe my head. At the same time, I'm moving the line. Okay, off on an angle. Take the energy, come down the line of the arm, and lead him into this point here. When I throw him, I can either just throw him or I can come over with the pin, like so. We're going to do this fast now, and I'm just going to throw him into the Kotagaishi and let him go. Right here. Ski Kotagaishi. Straight punch, wrist turn out throw, known as Ski Kotagaishi. Okay, let's take the Kotagaishi a little bit slower from another angle. As he shoots the punch in, I come up again, come down the line of the arm, pivot my body with this. At this point, this Kotagaishi, thumb between ring and pinky finger knuckle, palm of the other hand, right, and say bye-bye. Okay, so with that, we're going to do that a little bit quicker, or a lot quicker, full speed as a matter of fact. As he comes in, and that is Ski Kotagaishi. Okay, Aikido, Mr. Sobel again, thank you. Aikido not only has projections, we know that, and not only has takedowns, but it has an immense amount of pinning controls. This is one, I'm going to say, one of the most popular used the pinning controls of Aikido that is also in other martial arts like Jiu-Jitsu and other grappling styles, but Aikido has a really unique way of doing it. What it is called the Sankyo. I'm going to go against the overhead strike. As he throws it, I bring, again off the line, bring the arm on and go underneath behind his line, and then I get his hand like so. Turning it up like a light bulb up into a socket, all right? And at this point, lower it, bring it down, step into the armpit area, and thrust into the same time I twist the joint of the wrist like so. And at that point, that would be the end of your pin. Let's do that a lot quicker. All right, Shomanuchi comes up, bring him up, lock, pivot him around, step in, torque. And that is Shomanuchi Sankyo, third pinning control. Okay, let's do the Sankyo from a different angle. As he throws the shot up, I'm coming in and I'm not really worried about blocking. I bring this with me, come underneath the arm, and then I have this lock here. Always keep them circular. At this point, I keep the lock up with the upper hand. The other hand will come around, bring him down to the ground. And at that point, like a corkscrew, I can now have him down. I pin, I jam into this wrist. At the same time, bend my knee, drop my center, and he's pinned. Quickly. And pin. And that is Shomanuchi Sankyo. Okay, we're going back to the again. We're going back to the throwing part of Aikido. The next move we're going to do is called Kaiten Nage, rotary throw. Very fluid, very staple Aikido technique, but also very unique to Aikido. What we're going to work with is a rear attack. He's going to grab me from both wrists. I'm going to bring my energy center, dead line center, cut down low. The back of my hand here will pick off his hand. The other hand will be up. I turn. Take the arm toward his other shoulder. Keep the hand on the head so he can't rise it, but don't hold him down. Use this to project the fall, open the hips, and throw. We'll do that a lot quicker. And that is Ushiro, rotatory, twin grab from behind, rotary throw, Kaiten Nage. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning here to show you how to transfer the hands. Okay, I'm doing this very static, very slow. We're going to bring in our energy. Don't pull up here. Bring in our energy up, get underneath, and slip through. Whatever arm you slip through, you keep the hand in his grasp. The other hand, let me go ahead and give you a highlight on this. The back of the hand will go here. Release your hand here, keep him low. Step into the cavity, pivot, and projection throw. And that is the Kaiten Nage. This technique coming up is called Ikkyo. Ikkyo means first pinning control. It's the first pinning control that you learn in Aikido. It's very non-violent in the way it's applied. It's mainly needed for restraining someone and controlling them in a subtle manner without really breaking any elbows or dislocating any shoulders. We start with the Ikkyo. We're going to show Sobel here against the Shomanuchi, a strike, an overhead strike. So I want to have him step over here and give you this angle, this angle here. So he's going to throw this frontal strike like an overhead situation. Well, in the Ikkyo, I don't want to wait to catch it. What I want to do, as soon as he lifts it up, I'm moving in and circular, picking him off, bringing it to my hip. My hand's on my wrist, the other hand's between the tricep and the elbow. I step my other knee into the armpit and then just settle it down here. At this point, I need to go ahead and pin. Let's do that quicker. And he throws. And again. Throws. Extension. Here. Step in the armpit, down. Done. He's pinned. That is called Ikkyo, first pinning control. Okay, now we're going to start walking into some advanced techniques of Aikido, some advanced throws. And it's not so much advanced because they're fancy, but they're advanced because they're hard to take the fall from. So we're going to work, our first one we're going to work with is a double grab on one arm called Marotatori, and we're going to go with a Juji Nage. A Juji Nage is entwined arm throw. Classic Aikido. As he grabs, I bring him around. I grab the top arm. I take the second arm here, extend this end at this point here. I lock the elbow in that joint. I step through and project. Now I can let him go, or I can hold his arm to do other technique. We'll do that a lot quicker. Again, he grabs, I separate, hold the arm, and let go. This is called Marotatori, twin grab on one arm, Juji Nage, entwined throw. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to take this fast one more time. Grabs, bring it around, connection, throw. One more time without an explanation. That was Juji Nage. Okay, moving along with the throwing techniques of Aikido. This next one is called Tenshi Nage, heaven and earth throw. I always say this about every Aikido technique I do, but each one is unique to Aikido. This one is very unique. As we're going to do on this angle here, he's going to do a twin grab, a rotatori, what we call in Japanese. I'm going to lead his energy down on one end, which is the earth. I'm going to extend the energy up with the other hand, which is the heaven, and I step through, and he just seems to go. All right, now, if we cut these energies real quick like we're doing, all right, we will be able to actually take him off balance. And that is the Tenshi Nage. Heaven and earth throw. To the corner. Okay, we're going to continue with the Aikido throws. The next one we're going to do is not really a throw. It's what we call a drop, an otoshi, a drop, which means that the energy is not being projected as much as it's being cut down. We're going to go with a yokomanuchi sumi otoshi, a side strike, and we're going to do what we call a corner drop. As he throws this, I extend my energy here way before he gets to me and cut like he got caught his sleeve on something. I cut here, I'm going to take the elbow geared to his corner. At the same time, I'm going to project energy to this corner. Okay? It's all cutting his energy before he can really give me any of his. So here we're going to do this very quick. Thank you. And that was yokomanuchi side strike sumi otoshi, corner drop. Nage, or a sidori, an invisible throw. So he comes here, and that's what that is. That's all that is. When we use that on multiple attacks. There's no technique to it. You drop down, you... Okay, the next one technique I'm going to teach is I'm going to need several, probably years to teach it. It's called Kokyu Nage. It means breath throw, breath timing throw. It doesn't look the same on each time you do it. There's so many names to Kokyu Nage. We named it Kokyu Nage because we can't think of a name of the technique, so we call it a Kokyu Nage. But there's different grabs, different ways to do it. We're going to do it from a rear. As he grabs my wrist from the rear, I'm going to bring my hands up. I'm going to take the second hand he grabbed, lead it through as I lead the other hand over top, then step my leg, outside leg, which is my left one, back and just let him fall. Okay? Very fluid, very smooth. Again. And that was a sample of one Kokyu Nage called Ushiro Rotatori Kokyu Nage. Okay, we're going to get into Kokyu Nage, breath throw. We've done several before. We're going to give so many. Kokinage is a term that we give to any techniques in Aikido that really do not have a name to them. So we put Kokinage, so many moves that don't have any structure in Aikido that you just can't name them all. So Kokinage seems to be a generic term that covers things that don't have any structure but do have a lot of timing and motion involved in taking the person off of balance. We're going to go against the frontal strike to the skull, called Shomanuchi, frontal strike to the head, that was one of our mainstay strikes that we use in Aikido. We're going to do this Kokinage that's been around for probably the beginnings of Aikido. Sensei, the founder of Aikido, his son and his grandson have all done these techniques. I've seen his son and grandson do this technique. A lot of the Shihans do these techniques. He's going to throw this strike here. As he comes here, I turn and grab at this point here. I'm going to stop at this point and just drop him back. As he turns again, the other side, we go more fluidly and just drop him back. Now a little bit of speed, turn him into an axis. Okay, now I'm using just one hand to feed him and guide him back. I'm going to add the second hand to it to add some more flow as we turn. Other side. And that is Kokinage against the Shomanuchi strike. Okay, then the second Kokinage breath throw, we're going to go against a Yokomanuchi, a side strike, a hooking motion to the head. Now what's going to basically happen here is instead of me going outside of the uke, I'm going to go dead center. As he throws the technique, I strike coming in, right in and strike. As I strike, I'm going to pivot and go at the head and let him go around my hips. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to arc my hands under. One is going to go underneath with the arm, the other one's going to overtop with the head, causing this type of yin-yang motion, wave motion. As he throws the technique, I'll go a little quicker here and turn. The other side, come in, parry a strike, and again, a little quicker. You get real well with this and you time this. It's a matter of putting yourselves in the axis. You won't need to even touch him. You just hover over him. If you do this well enough, he lets it go. You step in that time. Okay? And with that, you're learning how to get correct mahai, the distance between you and the attacker. That is called the Yokomanuchi Kokunage. Okay, we're going to complete our striking series of Kokinage here with ski, straight punch. We're going to gear it toward the face or the body, but we're going to show you how to just move out of the way. And just the simple moving out of the way is called a breath throw, Kokinage. As we start, I'm going to get my assistant, Mr. Scott, to just throw the punch straight at my chest or my belly. And we're going to get with just coming in and showing you at this point, turning and grabbing. As we grab, we're just going to let him continue to move. So with the turn, this moves right behind the throw. So as he comes again, turn and just let him go. Open your hips up and just let him go. The other side, turn and let him go. And now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of a drop to this. As he comes in, we turn, drop, feed him up, and then flip him on over. Again, the other side, feed him up. And this will be not a bang as much as you'll cut against the top of the ankle up into a circular motion as the other arm is being extended. Okay? So, full tilt, just standing, pops, just like that. And the other variation, and that is going to complete our Kokinage against Munetsuki, body punch, and Menechi against facial punch. Okay, we're going to give you a Kokinage against a Morotatori, which is a double grab, both hands on one arm, which is a very confining grip. My sister, Mr. Scott, has very good focus and triangulation here, is that he's putting his focus at one point here, putting his focus at one point, and I'm pretty much confined. So this is a moot point trying to get this out of here. We could strike, we could kick. This doesn't release this. Punching and kicking doesn't release this. What it does is make it go stronger. It might collapse his body, but it ain't going to release the grip right away. What you want to do is take that energy that's been brought into you and work and yield with it. As you work with it, which I mean yield is, as it comes and grabs you, go with it, turn it around. We're going to bring his hand up here, like I'm catching a long ball. This other hand will now lift itself up, and I will adjust my foot and just let the attacker just go on by. Again, move here. All right, bring his energy in when he pulls up to back up. He's backing up. Watch what I mean. See what he just did? He just backed up. I didn't do any of that. And then I feed him. I feed that energy right there. Okay, one more time. And that is called Rotatori Kokyunage, and I went with an Ola variation, which is a turning variation. Okay, the next two Kokyunages I'll teach is, one is called Rotatori, which is a double grab, one hand on each wrist holding you, and the other is the Ushiro Rotatori, which is the same attack but from the rear. We're going to pretty much give you the same throw, but one's going forwards, the other one's going backwards. What we're going to start from is the frontal grab. Now what you want to do with this is pick this off dynamically. And what I mean by dynamically is as it's coming in. Don't wait till it grabs you and then try to do something. Because Aikido needs energy, and that is dead energy. There's nothing there. He's already got you. So what you want to do as he is feed it back, open your hands up. So as he comes in, you're going to feed yourself back, yielding. Open those hands up. Now take the pinkies, bring them up high, cut, and feed this over. And let him go right on past, coming off the line. So as he comes in, come up and feeling, freely moving into the circle. Do not stop just because keep your circle going. That's what we call Sanshin, after energy. That's all still part of the move, even though it's not cosmetically there anymore. As he goes, one, yes. All right, now we're going to go ahead and complete that, and we're going to say that this is Rotatori, twin grab, Kokyunage, breath throw, Ushiro Rotatori Kokyunage will be next. Okay, we're going to take the Rotatori and we're going to take the double grab and we're going to put it behind now, which makes it Ushiro, which means rear. As we attack, remember we're going to talk about doing it dynamically. Static, yes. I mean, there's a lot more statically this person could do than this. Okay? So a grab like that would not be practical statically. But dynamic, you will see it. He's coming to hold me for his buddies. He's coming in, he gets his first piece. I yield to this thing, get him and feed him. Okay? So when, he's like running after me to get that second hand, but I'm just keeping it away. Just like one of those dog races, and you see the rabbit's just a little bit away. As he moves, keeps on coming. Okay? With that, you must go ahead and work with total reflexiveness. Don't sit there and think about it. Let him have it, feed it to here, bring it into the center. Step forward, open the hands. And don't let him get this happening. Keep it here, projections forward, cut it low, keep the circle going. And that is called Ushiro Rotatori Kokyunage. Rear, twin grab from the rear, breath throw.